Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. All right, we begin conversations this morning, and I have two young men in studio with me this morning, and they're going to be talking about a youth conference called Breaking Limitations. I have with me Mr. Javanne Williams and Mr. Ajani Abraham. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Pastor, good morning.
Of course, it's a pleasure having you guys in studio, and it's not my first time interviewing you two young men as we talk about youth-related programs that will cater to the younger generation. And I must continue to applaud you because if we look around in society today, we see some of the ills, especially targeting our young men. So congratulations for taking the reins on an event of this nature. So let's talk about the event. You know, the name of the event is Breaking Limitations, and it's a youth conference. So tell us, what is the idea behind the conference?
Well, in our society today, if we should look closely, sometimes it's very noticeable to see that there is limitations on our young people. Limitations in form of identity crisis, understanding their purpose. There's issues in peer pressure. There's issues with parenting. There are so much issues that could limit the potential of our young men and young women in this Trinidad and Tobago space, and specifically the Tobago space. So the idea came out of forming a conference, a room, a space where young persons can come and experience information that could transform and break them out of limited mindsets, limited thinking, limited business ideas. The conference is one that is geared towards opening up the minds of our young people from thinking that they are from a small village, small island, so that they need to start a small business, they need to have a small idea. And this conference is one that wants to propel them forward to think that they can go big, they can do great things, they can leave the Trinidad and Tobago shores, etc.
Very, very holistic approach there, you know, in terms of considering all the things that we consider as I don't have resources, I don't have the access. So, of course, it's going to provide that opportunity where you can show them how it is possible. And I know that you also are an entrepreneur and you have been doing your part in business as well. So you have a good testimony to share with them in terms of showing that you can really break limitations. So tell us about what are the expectations when you come to the conference?
Well, in coming to this conference, we did our best to bring speakers who can really help the young persons. Specifically, we have Javanne from Trinidad, who is a young man that broke limitations, coming from the village that he came from, the space that he came from. His testimony even is one that he was able to get his name off police records, getting his visa. He has so much testimonies to show how one could break the limitations, parental issues, societal dogmas, stigmas with your village, etc. And he has a testimony, I believe, that could change and transform lives in the Tobago space.
So the speakers who are coming, they have experiences and testimonies that they can share, and also to uplift and empower the young people. Definitely. And it's a youth conference, right? So what is the general feel and of the conference? And they're talking about their experiences, but what kind of feel you're looking for? Because, you know, with young people, you must provide something that will be attractive to them. So what is the thing they can look forward to coming into the conference to say, well, yeah, this is something I think I want to, because if you're being real, sometimes you don't want to sit down and listen all day, just listening to talk.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things, the elements that you've considered for the conference that will be attractive to young people?
Well, one of the first instances we considered that, and I believe one of the strategies in making this conference attractive is definitely it's a youthful space. It's a space where other youths will be there. We'll do our best to do icebreakers that the youths could collaborate, could speak to one another, could open up, could share. And the environment is one where not too much of a preaching or sit down and listen, but more couch discussions where they will be able to speak to the facilitators, ask questions and share. And most importantly, we will have food available, you know, food available there for young persons to share. Of course, we have Javanne's ministering in song. So it's a youthful environment, and I would like to call it also a community where youths could gather and share, like who has the same issues, same challenges. for them to understand that it's not them only facing the situation that they are in, and create an environment or community where persons understand that, hey, we are youths together and we are shifting ourselves upwards.
And Ajani, what are some of the things you are looking forward to coming out of the conference? Because I know the target really is to provide a platform for young people. What are some of the things you're hoping for, like after the conference is over and you see somebody who attended, what kind of conversation you're hoping to have with that person, or testimony you're hoping to come from that person?
Okay, good morning. So my expectations coming from the conference, so even after the conference, is for young people, person that came to the event will be excited to know when the next conference will be, if it is that we'll be having a next conference come next year, right? And truth be told, this is not a one-time conference that we want. We want it to be continuous, where other persons will be able to come from even Trinidad as well, because as the team said, breaking limitation, and that goes on a wide spread, whether it be educational, home, environment, wherever it came from, right? And I expect young persons to be excited about when the next conference will be, and, be eager to just be there again, and even be willing to tell their other friends or family members about this conference. And as Javanne rightfully said, that we have speakers that come in who will be sharing like their testimony, like Javanne's, that at least that in itself will help a young person to know, okay, well, I mean, let's be to the extent of where Sharon was, but I do have some limited vision or mindset where this conference helped me to uplift myself. For instance, like a business plan. A young person who's struggling with their business, they might tell themselves, well, okay, somebody else doing this type of business, then it's best I don't do this business. So this conference will give them the expectation, no matter how many business somebody having the same field, that they too can do their own business like as well, and bring it from a different perspective, having their own style and their own flair, coming from this conference.
And that is absolutely amazing to want to provide that in this space where we have a lot of challenges and people really doubt themselves, and they kind of look at other people and compare themselves. So that will kind of help them to break through in that area. So of course, very commendable there. I know the conference is absolutely free. So tell us, why a conference with so much that is going to be imparted into young people? You're talking about people coming across from Trinidad, even our local persons here in Tobago, pouring themselves into these people, preparing. I'm sure you have to plan, you have to prepare. There's going to be food. Yeah. Why did you see it as important to make this event a free event?
The very fact that it's a first-time conference, because I never heard of a youth conference happening here in Tobago, and the fact that this conference is a first-time youth conference on the island of Tobago, then we told ourselves that, just to get it out there, let us try doing it free at first, just to have the youths out, get something impactful, because we don't want to it's a first-time conference for youths here in Tobago, and then we have a course attached to it. Then that in itself, not being limited, but it's a possibility that it might not have the turnout that we want. So we said, let us have it open for young people to come, come free, have Javanne's, young persons of Javanne's. They love his music and stuff like that. So we say, let's have it open, see how the outcome will be like, and, just have the youths there, because we want it to be impactful. We want them to gain from it and maybe beneficial for their life moving onwards.
And is there a specific age group? But I know the youths have an age group, but do you have a limit in terms of what kind of age group you're really hoping to target with the ministrations that will come, whether it's from Javanne? I also see Gabby Williams here, and your featured speaker being Pastor David Charles. What is the age group you're looking at targeting?
Well, the age group targeted is 11 to 17 and 17 to 30. Maybe ranging to at least around 35. For persons who are a bit older. And the goal is to separate during the conference the younger ones with the older ones. Pastor Charles will be taking the older ones, and Javanne will be taking the younger ones. And that breakout session is going to have a conversation, question and answer, that session is carried to be impactful, where we could really have a round the table discussion for the young people to hear the details, the inner workings of life, decision making, the importance of having a prayer life, having a relationship with God in regards to breaking limitations. Because not all limitations are just mental or physical, they are also spiritual limitations. We usually call them generational curses, and learning how to really deal and apply pressure to these things, whether it be prayer, whether it be education, whether it be uplifting your understanding and belief system and otherwise.
And that's really, really good to see that consideration was given, because to sit in an open space with somebody who is 11 and I'm 30, it might be, the conversation might not be applicable, but I like the fact that you have breakout rooms, so the conversation could be more appropriate for the age group. So of course, again, that is very, very commendable. So tell us when the conference is taking place, where it is taking place, how do I register, what time are we starting, what time again, lunch, all the things that people would want to find out about the conference.
Well, the conference is on the 8th of November. It's starting at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be at Orange Hill Road, Scarborough. It's Restores of the Breach Ministries location. You can find the information on Restores of the Breach page. The flyer is there. All the information is there. You could also call my contact information, 318-6486. And the registration form is also on the Facebook page or the Instagram page for Restores of the Breach Ministries. Again, Restores of the Breach Ministries, you can find the information there. You could also call me at 318-6486, and also you could call Ajani Abraham at
333-0877.
I really am excited about the fact that there is a conference targeting young people. And I really do hope that, people come out, register, and be a part of what is taking place. These two young men are really trying. It's not the first time we've had them here on the program speaking about issues concerning young people. So they really are trying to provide a measure of support, an alternative lifestyle, as opposed to what society calls acceptable. We have to do it differently if we want to see a different outcome. So, of course, again, commendations to you guys, and I do hope that people come out and participate in what is happening there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking with Javanne Williams and Ajani Campbell of Ajani Williams, of Restorers of the Breach Ministries, and they are talking about a youth conference coming up Saturday, 8th November from 10 a.m. at the Restorers of the Breach Sanctuary. Absolutely free for young people from 11 to up to 35, with breakout rooms, discussions, interactive sessions, and of course, the most important things young people want, they want food, they want entertainment, and it will all be there included in the conversation as well. Be a part of it. It's absolutely free. Check the Restorers of the Breach Facebook page for further details and registration information. We have to go for a short break before we continue conversations here in studio this morning. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.